Good evening, sir. I guess now we
Good
are
evening.
live. Yeah,
Hello.
yeah. Okay. So, in a little time, people will be just logging in.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. Now, so the people have already started coming in, joining in. So today's session is on fashion photography business, how you can make your name and fame through proper good practices and tips and tricks from sir. How to? There are no tricks as such. This is a way, the route, what you should be going with. So uh, that guidance is very necessary. When we were practicing photography in back then, we had to go through separate different stages of learning, understanding, doing wrong, and then correcting back. So it took a lot of time. But here now with sir and these guidance session really does help us and everyone who wants to get in this journey, and it makes life a little more easier, and you can focus more on your artistic self rather than figuring out what to do and what not to do. So this session is going to be much on that guidance on the route. So most welcome, Dilip sir, here at the Imaginext session.
Hello, everybody. So, I think first I would like to be on the batting field, the batting
Ah,
end.
ah, ah.
Huh.
Okay, so let me give you
So,
the first ball. Let me give you the some of the questions that were in my mind. So when somebody says that now I have bought the very good full frame camera, big camera, nice camera, and he also have very powerful light and big modifiers, and he becomes a photographer. Is that true?
well, best of luck to him. You need that to start with. Okay. But that's not all. Where's your talent? In the good old days, whenever we used to take up our portfolio to ad agencies, and
Hmm.
we even that time when we used to say that I have this, I have this medium format, I have this large format, okay, I have a Sinar or a Toyo or a Cambo or a Linov, whatever. First thing the art director used to do is don't tell me all that. If your work interests me, I will ask you which camera you used. This always used to be the art director's remark. And the most important thing he used to say is that no matter how many shots you show him, he used to say, where is the photographer in it? Meaning, not your selfie, but where is your style? Can I identify you amongst, say, 200 pictures that have been kept in a gallery or produced in front of me? Do I stop at your picture and ask, who is this photographer? Till then, what you show is of not no value. This is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do. I always tell people that you buy the best of the makeup equipment, okay, best of the brand. Does it make you a good makeup man? Even in your when you decide a makeup man for your fashion shoot, you see his prior work, don't you? Or you ask him ki, what is the brand of the lipstick that he is using? You don't.
Yeah.
Hmm? So merely having a comb and a scissor doesn't make you a good hairstylist. Remember that. There are so many things that go into it. It is basically the art part of it that needs to be developed. Craft is part of it. I'll
Yeah.
say tomorrow, one day you will find that craft is just 20%. 80% is the art in it. You understand?
Surely,
So
sir.
that
Sir,
80% also has to be
hmm.
nurtured. Yeah,
Sir, is it really necessary to assist a professional settled photographer?
absolutely. Let me come to your point step by
Yes, sir.
step. Hmm?
Yes.
I'll just show you a PPT. Huh?
Yeah.
And one second.
This is what a auto does. Like auto, this camera is making one side overexposed and the other side is okay. One side is overexposed. This is what the auto does. So manual is always helpful. Okay, the
Can you see the
PPT is here.
screen?
Yeah, yeah,
Can you
yeah,
see
yeah.
the
I'm just
screen?
here. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Here
Let
it
me
is.
make it full screen. Yeah. See, there's a beautiful quotable quote: theory without practice is lame, but practice without theory is blind. I repeat, theory without practice is lame, but practice without theory is blind. So the whole thing, the entire story starts from going to a proper institute which has good mentors, good equipment, and learn the subject fully. Some people feel that just by looking at some videos on the net, he or she will become a photographer. You see, can you learn driving online? That's what I asked them. Can you learn swimming online? You have to fall in the water. You have to sit in the car. You should have a good person next to your steering wheel, will not crash you, will not let you crash it. Okay. So practical knowledge is most important. In fashion photography, is fashion photography just about shooting a beautiful model with good makeup and hair and nice outfits? Many will say yes, this is, and that is what they feel. What is fashion photography? They don't understand the pains behind it. They do not understand the dedication behind it. They do not understand the penance that goes to create a perfect shot. There are all kinds of planning, you know. Now, what are those planning is what you will come to know when you personally assist some photographer of the industry
Yeah.
who does that kind of work. Let me put it this way: who does that kind of work? There are photographers who may be just going on the film set and shooting. They're shooting celebrities. Everything is staged out over there. It is the set
Hmm.
of that. Say, it's the it's a movie on some big palace. Somebody born in a big palace. So there is a set of that palace. So it's all ready. All he has to do is take the main hero, heroine, who could be the king, could be the queens or the prince or the princess or whatever, and shoot them against that background. Okay. Now the production planning, the lighting to the in depth is not what he is planned. It's all there. He's just documenting what it is there. So he could be a good photographer. He could be a big name in the industry, but he is not the photographer from whom you may learn the tricks of the trade and what we call as commercial photography, the commercial angle of the whole subject. Okay. Stylist.
So,
Yeah. Stylist makes,
sir,
yeah, tell me.
sir, I would also like to know that what should I exactly, what are those points that to be remembered when I'm assisting any photographer? What are those points that I should always keep in mind that I should learn from him or know from him?
Yes, the most important thing that you need to know is unlearn whatever you have learned before.
Hmm.
Whatever they have taught you in the school of photography, in the institute, keep it in your mind just up to one, to the fact that the photographer says, "Jara octa leke aana," you get the octa and you are not getting the strip
Hmm.
light. Okay.
Hmm.
He says, "Get me the snoot," get the snoot. Okay. Don't tell him when he does the lighting, don't go near him and ask him, "Is this Rembrandt lighting? Why did you do that?" Possibly a Rembrandt lighting would have given you a good picture. Okay. Don't say anything. Be silent. Obey his orders. There is no substitute for hard work. Remember that. There is something that is the stage two of what you have learned in stage one. Perhaps
Hmm.
somewhere, if your earlier mentor who has taught you could be a stronger mentor, perhaps this pro also may do certain mistakes. Sometimes, I'm not saying that he will do, But sometimes, like, there could be a cut light coming from
Mm-hmm.
somewhere, you know his
Mm.
lighting and everything could be good, but entering his lens, which in the haste of doing things he might not have noticed. Let him shoot. To win his heart, be humble and just say, sir, do you think should I cut that light which is coming? I think, is it don't say it is entering the lens. Say, ask him, is it entering the lens? Do you want me to cut the light? That is the way your approach has to be towards a
Mm-hmm.
professional photographer. They're not doing mistakes. It's not a mistake,
Mm.
it's an error. But don't
Mm-hmm.
show his error to be a mistake and then gossip and say it was a blunder. Don't project yourself to be superior to him. You are there to learn. Okay?
Yeah, the humbleness definitely helps, and it also helps in the networking. That
Yes.
very photographer can also help you go move ahead.
Yes. He will give you assignments ahead. He will definitely suggest your name if he finds, if the moment you become his right hand or a man Friday one day,
Mm-hmm.
he is
Mm.
bound to guide you ahead. He's bound to tell your name. Suppose there is somebody who has a little lesser budget, and
Mm.
he doesn't want to do that in that budget. Of course, he would not
Mm-hmm.
like to. And then
Mm.
the client will ask, "Hey guy, do you know somebody who would do it in this budget?" I mean, he should remember your name. He should point the fingers to you.
True.
Why not? He should be proud that somebody from his uh, family or his clan is growing ahead. You
Mm.
understand? So remember, don't teach him, learn. And you be a student all throughout your life. The more and
Yeah.
the more you learn, the more you gather. Okay.
So,
Now, what?
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there is
So, this
one
is
thing.
more important topic that you were showing, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
understand one thing. When you are entering fashion photography,
Hmm.
there are some terms in fashion photography. Okay, those terms involve the dress material, the
Mm-hmm.
dressing, the
Hmm.
draping, the layering, the accessorizing. You understand? The makeup, the hairstyling. Now, these are the terms you need to get accustomed to. If you do not
Definitely.
know, yes,
Hmm.
you do not know those terms, how are you going to express them and tell them to the stylist? Now, let me come to the basic point of as to what is the difference between fashion and style.
Yeah.
Remember one thing: fashion comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
It is said that every fashion stays for say about 3 or 4 months and it gets outdated. Style is eternal. Okay. You may see that in a party, there is some handsome guy in 40s or even in 50s who may be wearing a dhoti and a kurta, but the way he carries the dhoti is so excellent that you say, "Ki bhai, he looks quite stylish." And the guy
Mm-hmm.
in the normal semi-formals fades away in front of him. That is
Hmm.
because he can carry himself, and that
Yeah.
carrying himself
Hmm.
or making somebody carry it is
Hmm.
is a matter of being stylish.
Hmm.
And always remember that if fashion
Hmm.
is a font, then a fonts, you don't use all fonts all for all things. There is a kids
Hmm.
font.
Hmm.
In you open the Photoshop, there's a kids font. Then there is a font which gives you a very jolly feeling. There is a
Mm-hmm.
font like Gothic font, which gives you a
Hmm.
very serious look. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now the fonts, if a fashion is a font, then style
Hmm.
is calligraphy.
Okay.
Remember, font
Mm-hmm.
is personal. The font is general.
Hmm.
Okay, fashion is
Hmm. Hmm.
general. What is
Hmm.
prevailing? What is need to be done? It depends on
Hmm.
the terrain. Okay,
Hmm.
it depends on so many things. What is in? Style
Hmm.
is eternal. Style is calligraphy. It is very personal. I
Hmm.
want to write my name, Dilip. I may
Hmm.
write D very big, ILIP small. I may
Mm-hmm.
write D not capital in simple and P
Hmm.
very big. That's all
Hmm.
up to me. You get my point. So fashion and style differs. Understand that. You are,
Right.
yeah, you were
Hmm.
asking me something.
I was asking you, sir, attending workshops like attending fashion photography workshops, or even these online sessions, or going for an apprenticeship, or checking out these classes. Does they really help for somebody who thinks that I am already aware of what is the basics of photography? I know about exposure. I have learned quite a bit about the framing and composition. Should they also still go for workshops?
Absolutely. If the topic of the workshop interests you, see, for example, when I had conducted fashion photography workshops, okay,
Hmm.
I have conducted about 25 subtopics in fashion photography.
Hmm.
नाउ somebody may think कि फैशन फोटोग्राफी तो आता है मुझे, वो क्या एक पोर्ट्रेट है और फुल लेंथ का लाइटिंग कैसे करना है वो मैं मुझे
Hmm.
सिखाया है एकेडमी में, वो मैं कर
Hmm.
सकता हूँ। हाँ,
Hmm.
और क्लोजअप का क्या है, मेन लाइट है, एक हेयर लाइट है, एक फिल्म है, एक कट लाइट है या बैकग्राउंड पे लाइट है। इफ दैट
Hmm.
इज ऑल you know about lighting, then your vocabulary of lighting, I'm not saying lighting terms,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
your vocabulary of lighting is too poor. I would say you still don't know the 26 alphabets of English.
Hmm.
You understand? So get serious. See movies. See Hollywood movies. See
Hmm.
movies which have got Academy Awards. Okay. Try to imitate that lighting somewhere. Look at the paintings of the Renaissance period. Okay. Try to imitate lighting from there. Okay. Don't look just mere lighting is a reaction. It is
Hmm.
not an action. It is a reaction. It is a reaction to a situation. It is a
Yeah.
reaction to the face of the model, to the shape of the model, to the shape of this of her face. Is it round? Is it conical?
Hmm.
Is it oblong? How is it? Is it squarish? How is the
Hmm.
jawline? Does the girl or
Right.
the guy have a double chin? So what is my angle? What is my lensing? Everything, everything is different for everybody.
And
It's,
every
yeah,
photographer have their own perception and again perspective. So
yeah.
understanding these are very very
Perspective,
necessary.
absolutely. Perspective of every professional will change,
Hmm.
definitely. At the same time, there is something called demand of a photographer, demand of a client.
Hmm.
Okay,
True. True.
and
True. True. That's. Hmm.
customer is always right. You
Absolutely.
understand?
Yeah.
Customer is
Uh,
always right.
hmm.
Even if he's a professional, he may do something
Hmm.
for himself, what he feels is right. But at the end of the day, if he
Hmm.
wants money to be paid to him, he
Hmm.
has to obey what the client says. He
Hmm.
cannot be adamant on that issue.
Hmm.
You get my point? Yes, there are photographers who come to a level wherein
Hmm.
customer is not always right. But to come
Hmm.
to that level, you have to work
Hmm.
hard. And when
Hmm.
once you come to that level, possibly you may convince the client right in your pre-production meetings that there
Hmm.
is no difference of opinion left
Hmm.
when you shoot. You get
So
my point?
there are some questions those are coming in. So one of
Yeah.
them is how to approach or contact models for collaboration, especially for the newcomers, because of course models would go for a commercial shooter, but when a newcomer is there and he wants
Ah,
to collaborate, even a newcomer model doesn't pay heed to that offer. So how to go
yeah,
for it?
absolutely right. Because you see, she or he doesn't want their image to get spoiled. Now, when you're going for collaboration, you are
Hmm.
definitely going to shoot the pictures and you
Hmm.
will edit them if you have the budget, or edit it yourself, and you
Hmm.
are going to upload it on the social media. Now,
Hmm.
if the picture turns out to be horrible, Okay,
Hmm.
let's put it this way. If it turns out to be
Hmm.
horrible, then
Hmm.
it's the matter of her image.
Hmm.
You get my
Hmm.
point. So she's right in a way of not posing in front of
Hmm.
any newcomer. She will see your work. If she's convinced and she understands, there are so many girls who don't understand what is good picture and bad picture. You see,
Hmm.
I'll tell you one thing. What has happened is because of the mobile, huh?
Hmm.
The girls are used to taking the selfies. And if
Hmm.
you see how the selfies are generally taken, they keep the mobile this way, they
Hmm.
pout the lips, okay, they
Hmm.
narrow
Hmm.
down
Hmm.
the face, they raise it
Hmm.
up, and they shoot.
Hmm. Hmm.
That means what is, and then you see, you shoot it with your 24 or your 36 megapixel or a 40 megapixel camera, okay, a
Hmm.
DSLR or a mirrorless with a 70-100 2.8 lens, and you
Hmm.
find that the result not is inferior to the mobile many times. Why? Because you have gone wrong in the angle. A. B. You have not taken that pout. You have taken a smile, and a broad face will become more broader in a smile. Okay, you have not, you have gone below her
Hmm.
chin level, and all her, possibly the thick neck or the defects of her chin are seen, while she, while taking the, which is usual practice of putting
Hmm.
the phone up and shooting,
Hmm.
so that has
Hmm.
already narrowed down her features, and she said, यार मेरे मोबाइल से अच्छा पिक्चर आया, तू क्या मेरा वाट
Hmm.
लगाएगा.
That's true. Uh,
So I always, I first tell the girl, whomsoever new girl who comes to
hmm.
me, to show
Hmm.
all her picture, professional
Hmm.
if taken, and after that lot is showed, okay. Then I
Hmm.
ask her to show me all her picture, all her selfies. It is
So
this
there
way
are two
she has
points.
studied.
Yeah,
Huh.
two very important points, and many people also like in several of these type of sessions they put up these questions that how to enter in the industry. One, number
Huh.
two, how to grow in the industry
Yes.
in fashion. Yeah,
First
step
is
by
you
step.
should
Yeah.
once you have uh, as I said, assisting any professional to gain experience and learn the tricks of the trade is very important. Be
Mm-hmm.
original in your style and ideas.
Hmm.
Don't copy the works of other photographers, no matter how
Hmm.
good.
Hmm.
You still become a mimicry artist, and mimicry artists rarely get the status of a good artist. Understand that. There is a hairline
Hmm.
difference. Hmm?
Hmm.
Now, when you say that you know the subject, okay,
Hmm.
do you know you should have a good team? If you hire a production guy, okay, you may be compromising or you may not be compromising. It all depends whom you are hiring and how good he is, how costly he is. The budgets
Hmm.
will go high, and you're,
Hmm.
and the end of the day the client will say, no baba, I'm not able to afford that. So
Hmm.
do you know how to arrange the props, location hunting?
Hmm.
Your team has to be very perfect, huh?
Hmm.
Coordination with the stylist, makeup and hair team, dressman,
Hmm.
keeping the references ready, the hair references,
Hmm.
the makeup references ready during the shoot, before the
Hmm.
shoot starts. Huh?
Hmm.
Supervising the set making, if a set is
Hmm.
to be constructed. Okay,
Yeah.
you should know how to supervise the set, huh? Whether that size of the set is fine. You
Hmm.
have a window in the set, and then on the spot you decide that no, no, I should be able to show sky or a light coming from the window. That means
Hmm.
it requires at least 7-8 feet distance behind that window, and you
Hmm.
might have done the set touching the wall. Now what to do?
Hmm.
Okay, now
Hmm.
if you once again start shifting it 8 or 10 feet ahead,
Hmm.
okay, then you will
Hmm.
find that the length of the studio has gone down. You get my point?
Hmm. Hmm.
So this whole thing is a vicious circle.
Yeah. And you should
You
also know multiple studios which can actually help you in the work. Perhaps
correct.
studio A studio B and studio C, which of them is actually going ahead with your, like, one studio already has the walls or the backdrops that you would like to, that is actually setting with your schema of the,
And
so those
exactly,
helps to
you understand one thing, a PPM with you, the way you have a PPM with your client, you must
mm,
have a Zoom or whatever meeting with the rest of
mm,
your team before the date is fixed. After the date
yeah,
is fixed, one day before, give a call to everybody and remind. बोलना
mm,
ऐसे मत बोलना कि मैंने हेयर स्टाइलिस्ट को वो वीक बोला था, ब्लंट वीक बोला था, and then she said, oh my god, yesterday I was on the set of some serial, and
mm,
I'm directly
following,
coming from there, you see, I've forgotten the blunt week.
mm,
So who's to pay for that? At the end of the day, you suffer. So make it a point. There's a beautiful saying.
mm,
They say that the nail was lost. Okay, a small nail was lost. So
mm,
the shoe of a horse was lost. The shoe of the horse was lost. So the horse was lost. The horse
yeah,
was lost. So the rider was lost. The rider was lost. So the kingdom was
battle.
lost.
Lastly, the battle was lost for loss of a
Yes,
shoe nail. Yeah, or shoe nail.
shooting.
Yeah.
Shooting is
So,
something of that sort. Yeah, tell me.
some more questions have come. So, I'm going from the top to the bottom. So, how to direct clients for photo shoot? Those are not models. How to ask them to pose? Like somebody asks for their own portrait or want to pose, getting their own portfolio shot, but they are not actually professional models, and they have not, like, how to then make them understand how to pose.
See, now this is, you don't have to immediately call them in front of the camera and start shooting their portraits. Have a demo session
Hmm.
with them. Make
Yeah.
them
Okay.
comfortable in front of your camera. Make them
Hmm.
absolutely comfortable. Make them at home. You understand? Build their
Hmm.
confidence. If they have, see, there are people जो कभी कैमरा के सामने आए नहीं.
Hmm.
दूसरा एक कैटेगरी होता है who is little allergic to camera, who may be very good in expressions, but the moment he feels that the camera is rolling, okay,
Hmm.
he gets
Hmm.
conscious. Such people should not know that the camera has started rolling.
Okay. Hmm.
Suppose you are shooting outdoors, you are shooting the portrait near a, I mean, setting sun. You want to take a setting sun along with that person's face
Hmm.
or whatever. I mean, he should
Hmm.
not know. Or if you're shooting in the studio, then keep firing dummy flashes. Don't shoot. Keep firing
Okay.
dummy flashes.
Hmm.
Okay? Till you find that he is now at ease. And that's where you fire.
Okay. So first of all, making that person more normal to getting shot is very important.
Yes. See, you have to shop talk. You need to tell him jokes. Okay. You need to
Mm-hmm.
understand what is his uh, area of interest.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So, I mean, he could be an old man in his 70s, and you start
Mm.
talking about which is the best fast bowler today. He may be
Mm.
least interested. Okay,
Mm.
he could be
Mm.
he could be interested in the philosophy of somebody. You understand? So make
Mixing
a
up with your
point.
subject is very important also.
Yes, make a point to visit his home
Okay.
first.
Mm-hmm.
His his interior is his signature. Try to read what are his areas of interest from his
Mm.
very first hall. How do you go? You don't say that मैं आता हूँ तुम्हारे घर पे. No, say that you would like to see his dresses,
Mm-hmm.
his wardrobe, rather than him carrying everything on that day. You
Mm.
would like to see and select from them. He will invite you to his house. Go there,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
understand what what kind of a person he is. Is he orthodox? Is he very liberal? What is he? Some books tell
Mm-hmm.
he's interested in painting? Is he interested in serious literature? Is he
Mm-hmm.
interested in music? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You may find that he's a South Indian person who likes Carnatic music. Okay. Now, if you play Michael Jackson over there in the studio
Mm-hmm.
when he's posing, is he going to get interested in it?
That's a brilliant point, sir. And music actually pulls out several of the moods and expressions. And if the music is not appealing to the person, the subject,
Ah, you have lost the game.
yeah.
So this is very important in portraits. Okay. Now you
So,
understand.
yes.
So
So
see,
one, yeah,
follow,
yes,
follow.
certainly.
The
So there is a
production.
question.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll wait. You can continue. Yeah, tell me.
Acha, let me just tell this question and then we will go ahead with this point. There's a question waiting from Morrison DeMello. As far, I know him little about him. He's having a big studio in Goa. So he's a Guanese photographer and
Ah,
he has a big studio, equipped big studio. So he asks, sir, what's your opinion on collaboration? I have seen most of the people or models want to do a collab. Is it
yeah.
good to do a collab or not?
See, yes and no. Okay. Collab for what? If there is a designer, upcoming designer who has pretty flat and boring designs, I mean, why should I collab? The whatever I'm going to produce, there should be some production value, some value to it. You understand? Some commercial value to it. As I say, either it has to be the money that should interest you, or it has to be
Hmm.
the nature of the job that should interest you. If both are
Mhm.
missing, makes no sense. If both are there, then you're lucky.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm. Mm.
So it all depends. I mean, there are so many girls who want to collab.
Mm.
I do collab with some girls. It's not everybody,
Mhm.
because
Mm.
I mean, I'm not. I don't want to insult anybody, but uh, you don't feel the face interesting,
Mhm.
and you don't want to collab. So that is the time when I have to be little frank,
Mm.
and I have to tell them the lines from one of my favorite country songs. You have the
Mhm.
money, honey. I have got the time. You have the money, honey. I have got the time.
So
Okay,
basically, both can be choosy. The model
of
can be
course,
choosy as well as the photographer also needs to be choosy at times
you have
when
to.
he
You
feels
have
that
to.
my effort will go to
At,
waste.
at the end of the day, time is
Hmm.
money,
Hmm.
and it's for
Hmm.
both.
Yeah. Surely.
Huh.
So.
See, now understand, production designing is very important.
Hmm.
What is production designing? Say your client is into manufacturing sherwanis. Okay.
Mhm.
Now
Hmm.
he is wanting some set to be designed, or he wants a location. So you have to
Mhm.
hunt out a location.
Hmm.
Now, what is the color scheme of his dresses that he's going to make? And what
Hmm.
is the color scheme of the background?
Hmm.
Color is the most important thing. Understand the concept, whether the visual should have the domination of a particular color. That also is very, very, very important. Understand one
Hmm.
thing, that photography is all about light. Agreed?
Hmm.
And light has two properties. One is the intensity of the light, luminance, and second is the color. By massacring the color, you
Hmm.
don't become an excellent photographer. You should be able to handle the color palette, what goes with what. You should you should know that. You should develop what is known as a color sense. This is what I'm saying, developing the color sense. For example, the designer has outfits only in the shades of violet, purple, and lavender. Then how do you prop the shot? What would be your color scheme for the same? You should know what will go with that. Pastel yellows, yes. Certain tricky shades of green, yes. Whites and creams, yes. But then there can be some colors which will look very horrible with the whole thing. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fashion is about color sense. Fashion is about color taste. And this taste varies with the culture of the land. India is a land of color. Okay. We have
Mm.
several holy colors. Okay. Season and concept behind couture. You understand that you can't show bright colors in a concept which has to portray an autumn. You get my point. So, season and concept behind the couture is very important. Start working on collaboration shoots with upcoming designers. But as I said, bracket yourself. Bracket yourself.
Mm.
Okay. Whom to work with. Hmm? Not to pull the rates down, but to up the quality of
Yes,
two.
sir.
Up the quality, your own quality, value addition for the model, and whatever could be the rest of the shoot of that particular designer done earlier. Up that quality. Develop good relations with the team. Listen to everybody's opinion. You are new, but the makeup lady, the hairstylist, they are pretty old in the industry. They know the game. Okay.
Mm.
So be all ears. Listen to what they are saying. Okay. Develop good relations with some upcoming celebrity. He or she may lift you as they grow. Now, this is what may act as a Midas touch to you. You understand? So, this is very important. Work for magazines and publications. Set your mark on social media. At the same time, don't get misguided by looking at the followers of a photographer. See his work. This is very important. One of my student has more than 2 lakh followers on Insta, but hasn't yet shot any assignments. This is very important. Okay. So many times when there are today these days commercial clients who look at your followers, I always tell them, you want quality, it's me. You want follower wala, somebody who is a follower wala, then I'll introduce you to somebody who is my assistant, not done, but has got more than 2 lakh followers. God bless. Now there is no substitute for hard work.
Huh. Mm.
Work in the living present. Name and fame shall follow. They
Mm.
have to follow you. You don't have to go behind them. Okay. Remember
So
that.
one question, true
Yeah.
sir, this is like without knowing the art, you cannot progress towards the art. So that goes without saying. So knowing the art is very important. Also,
Ah.
sir, uh, when we talk about, there's a question here that is photography by and by fading away and getting replaced by short reels, then B rolls. What is your opinion on the future of photography?
See, that's exactly what I'm saying. Photography, it's a game of light. It's imaging. So whether it's a still image or it's a motion picture, that is why film is known as motion picture. It's
Hmm.
25. Nothing is moving. It's 25 frames per second, 24 frames per second. So it's the
Now,
same. The
what he
grammar
means to
remains the same.
what he means to say is these days, like earlier we were only having like more and more photographs into
Yeah.
into our posts, and people were appreciating those. Now we see that when we post on the Instagram, the
Yeah.
reels actually get a lot more visibility, and then we create a 1 minute story that gets a lot more visibility than the regular post. The post may get you 100 views, or maybe
See,
30 40
exact.
likes kind of. And the reels, do you suggest
See,
that
see,
what is
the, the
happening?
the the mentality of people is changing. The grammar is
Hmm.
changing. See, was Santhan. I'll tell you a beautiful thing which will immediately agree. Okay, chalo, the real say. Did you ever feel in your life that cinema would ever be seen vertical?
No, never had thought of that earlier.
Never.
Yeah.
But Insta has done it.
Yeah. Hmm.
Insta has done it. The reels are vertical
Hmm.
and we are seeing it.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Hmm.
the grammar or the psychology as understood hmm, has gone for a toss. Things are changing and you need
Hmm.
to change. You need to change for the better. You'll enjoy. I mean, it's the same composition, it's the same line. It's only instead of a still, okay.
Hmm.
But but you just imagine there it's your still picture is a beautiful picture and your reel is a hopeless one. Do you still feel that people will like it?
People are watching those. They're continuously going on watching, and that makes the
They're
reel more
watching.
popular.
They're watching it. Don't say it's popular. You know, there
Okay.
is a beautiful line by uh, ad guru David
Mm-hmm.
Ogilvy. Okay,
Hmm.
when there was a time when people always used to vouch for a creative idea in advertising. He
Hmm.
said basically, yes, creative. It is important to be creative, to be different, to be appealing is very important. But you know, I do not want people to say that my ads are creative. They have to sell the product.
True. Hmm.
Did that reel get work for the photographer or just a
Mm.
viewership?
Just a viewership.
Somebody,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Sometimes they
somebody
might
who,
get more subscription to their this thing,
yes. See,
but
why are people looking at that? Are they tomorrow if the same photographer shoots how to make sambar? Okay, are is he going to get that much viewership as much as he did with a beautiful girl going low, etc., etc.?
no.
You understand?
Hmm.
So it's the subject that matters. And when you're shooting the
Hmm.
subject, so let me complete that sentence of David Ogilvy. It's uh,
Hmm.
I do not want people to say that my ads are creative. They have to sell the
Hmm.
product.
Yeah.
He This is the second sign, is the part of the sentence. The earlier part of the sentence is he compares two
Hmm.
thinkers.
Hmm.
He said when Einstein spoke, they said
Hmm.
how well he speaks. When
Yeah.
Einstein spoke, they said how well he speaks. When
Hmm.
Demosthenes spoke, they said let's march on to Philip.
Hmm.
So the revolution took place when Demosthenes spoke. They just
Hmm.
did not clap their hands and said, "Oh wow, what a sentence." So Einstein spoke. They said how well he speaks. When
Hmm.
Demosthenes spoke, they said, "Let's march on to Philip." I do not want people to say that my ads are creative. They have to sell the
Hmm.
product. If the product is not sold,
Hmm.
what is the use?
True, sir. There's another question. This
Yeah,
let me just read it out. When it comes to photography, it has become difficult to generate business just from photography. Reels are easier to sell presently, so that is actually a fact that is happening. So he's just putting that pain out of here in the
true. I
comment.
mean, true. I mean, yes, it's a fact. It's a fact of life. Need to accept it.
I would like to put here a point that it is sometimes the new algorithms that work. So please do not get demoralized by
No, it's not
algorithms.
demoralizing. It's not. Question is not. But yes, currently reels are in.
Hmm.
So why? What stops you? Today, every DSLR can shoot a video. Start shooting.
Yeah, it
Or
might also
every
happen. Na, sometimes this happens. Like sir, also the other day communicated this to me that followership does get when you boost up things. Yeah, like the master photographer may have less followership than his student who is just maybe just took up the camera 3 months earlier. And he just
yeah.
boosted and he can have 10 times more followership than the real master. So it is not about the followership, it is about the output, the work that you can check out. So that is more important. Followership and all these are just algorithms, how Facebook or how your Instagram puts things and how they run
Yeah.
there, because of the kind of budgets that is being pushed into, that is separate. But art never dies. Art is dependent on how the photographer is working towards it.
See, it's this way. Do you go to a restaurant because there is a rush over there, or you like the dish there?
Truly, very well put, sir.
If there's a whole huge, I mean, you are still waiting outside,
Hmm. Hmm.
15th number, and then you go in,
Hmm.
and then you find that the food isn't all that good.
Hmm.
Will you still go before because there is a rush over there? So develop that taste. You have senses. Okay,
Yeah.
you have
So
judgment.
one important question that just came in my mind, which is also very important for fashion photographers. So
Yeah.
how important is Reiki when you do like outdoor photo shoot, and what are those
Very,
points that you have to take from there?
very important. Very important. You have to first your short breakdown has to be ready before even you do a Reiki. You, I mean,
Hmm.
you have to first decide. Okay, today I have say 12 dresses to shoot. Okay, morning my schedule is such that I have hired say a bungalow at Mud Island. I'm just telling you an example.
Hmm.
These are the two models who are going to come in the morning time, and these
Hmm.
are the two models who are going to come in the afternoon time. Okay, as per their schedule, because the afternoon guys they could be shooting somewhere else.
Hmm.
Possible. Now your short breakdown comes into okay that the morning guys what are the dresses they are going to wear. These are the dresses.
Hmm.
Now, if I'm shooting in the outside of the bungalow, okay,
Hmm.
what is the color scheme out there? Is it going with this dress? If not, okay, don't shoot on that day.
Okay.
Postpone the shoot wherein the third and the fourth model are available in the morning. Okay, A. So the color scheme is important. Second, fine. What about the position of the sun? If the
Hmm.
position of the sun is not favorable that time,
Hmm.
may lit up the model but not the background, may
Hmm.
give heavy to the background but not the model. Then what? That means
Hmm.
either you have to get the skimmers or you have to
Hmm.
get the fill in, you have to carry your so lights like Godox 600 Pro or 880 1200 Pros
Hmm.
to lit up what you want. So that planning, that production planning has to be there. What is your frame is very,
Hmm.
very important. If you miss out on that, you have
Yeah.
had it. Small detailing is
Hmm.
very important.
That's true, sir. Even the even background, on the background, maybe you don't require certain things. All that can be corrected. All that can be like before the shooting date. You can ask the studio owner or the farm owner to correct those things. So you have those things in your
I'll tell you
hand.
my own experience. We had planned a workshop, one association had planned a workshop at a
Hmm.
resort. Okay.
Hmm.
They did the Reiki, they sent me the pictures. I approved the
Hmm.
pictures. I told
Hmm.
them that whenever they're sending me the pictures, okay,
Hmm.
to say to go say about after 3 or 3:30 or
Hmm.
go around 10:30 11. Okay, take
Hmm.
the pictures and put the time when you have taken. So I
Hmm.
know the position and the movement of the sun. Okay,
Hmm.
now everything was planned as per that. But when we went on the day of the shoot, it was
Hmm.
I found the whole scene was different. 3 दिन वहां पर किसी मारवाड़ी का शादी लग गया था. ओके, तो पूरा का पूरा फ्लैग्स लाइटिंग आई डोंट नो व्हाट टू से whole thing was fixed. There were tents. I said my whole planning is gone for a toss. तो सर 3 दिन का उनका प्रोग्राम था यहाँ पर और रात को
Hmm.
कल 12 बजे खत्म किया. Now
Hmm.
I had to take a decision. I had to
Hmm.
change my entire script script of from where I have to shoot,
Hmm.
how I have to
Hmm.
shoot.
Hmm.
But I did it, and that's where experience counts.
Definitely. Yeah.
So
And even this experience will help you in the upcoming, again, if you face something like that, you won't be so much puzzled. You know that what to do, how to manage it. So even
see,
this experience.
I'll tell you
Hmm.
one more interesting thing that happened. I was shooting
Hmm.
for a very big brand. Okay,
Hmm.
it was a shirt and trouser brand, a very top level brand. We had hired a bungalow.
Hmm.
I won't tell the brand name of the camera. But this was about saying, oh, 8 years back. This
Okay.
incident. Uh, I had a 7200 on that.
Hmm.
I was
Hmm.
shooting the whole day. In the
Hmm.
morning, I shot in the interior of the bungalow. I was
Hmm.
very happy with the pictures. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Seriously, I don't know what happened. But when I came outside, okay, I
Hmm.
focused. The picture was going out. I was using a tripod. I had skimmers. I had flashes. Everything was there that could prevent it. But
Hmm.
even at 8, I purposely kept at 11. Still, I don't know whether because of the heat, some sensor was heated. I don't know. I mean, I still have not found the answer. Somebody told me
Hmm.
that it could have been a mirror slap, okay, and that there was some problem about mirror slap in the DSLRs
Hmm.
of that model that time.
Hmm.
Anyway, what I did is I took my 2470.
Hmm.
Okay, now I'm going to get a higher depth of field, and my higher depth of field is going to compensate my sharpness, which was appearing very shallow in 7200.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
But now my entire framing is different. And believe me, I always prefer zooms in the outdoor and primes in the indoor, because
Okay.
people say that why zoom? तुमको आगे पीछे नहीं आने होता है क्या? पैर नहीं है क्या आगे पीछे जाने के लिए? अरे है भाई, but zoom is not for going ahead or pulling it back. A zoom is to zoom the perspective.
Exactly, sir. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nobody understands that. I can decide what is the size of the bungalow, of the tree that is behind it, how much out I need
Hmm.
it. Accordingly, even I shift, and I read the zooming ring also
You can
says it.
change the size of the background,
Everything. Exactly.
whatever
Now
is behind the subject. Yeah.
this is exactly what happened with 7200. Okay.
Hmm.
Now
Hmm.
my whole thing was different with the 2470.
Yeah.
Then I asked my client, sir, now this is I had to lay my trap.
Hmm.
Hmm? Where are you positioning this shirt? And he said, the best of the society, the topmost. So do you mean to say that not the general manager but the directors of company and the chairmen of
Hmm.
the company are going to wear this shirt? So of course, that is where we want to target it. I said, then why are we shooting with this bungalow out of focus? I mean, he could be just standing in the compound or somewhere outside a
Hmm.
bungalow and I might have shot him, right? What makes
Hmm.
him the owner of the bungalow? He becomes the owner of the bungalow if I have the backside ambience also captured with it.
Yes, sir.
I said, yes, Dilip,
Hmm.
you're true. You're absolutely right. We
Hmm.
would be making a blunder if we do it that way. Cleverly,
Hmm.
I removed the 7200, put my 2470, which
Hmm.
compensated for the depth of field, and I completed the shoot. 7200 would have given me a horrible result.
Uh,
2470, at least it was a little sharper, and so many
hmm.
elements to see that
Yeah.
your eye keeps shifting. So that is the plus, that is the point. As you said,
Hmm.
assisting a professional, you know,
Hmm.
you learn the presence of mind
Yes, sir.
when you have a problem there.
Definitely.
This is
Sometimes you
how.
have to even guide the client, because client might be an expert of his product, but might not be an expert of photography, or might not know that how to present his stuff like in
Yeah,
a better manner. You
yeah,
need to guide him as well, if he
yes.
hears.
Any more questions? Is somebody
Yes, so
doing
there
something?
are two more questions, very good questions, I think. So one is, good evening, sir. I am facing problem when I am shooting what I learned in post. Can you please like this? I think
In the
separately you
past,
need to DM, because yeah, because we are not being able to understand post production of what
what exactly?
exactly.
No, post production in the what he has learned in the past. But then, as I said,
Okay.
you need to unlearn everything.
Hmm.
My answer was given to you earlier. You need to unlearn what you have learned. I don't know whether you have done the right thing or you have learned the wrong thing.
Okay. Then another question is, sir, what is the opinion on skin retouching? I mean, the high-end skin retouching, which is trending. I personally don't like it because
It
okay,
looks too
clients
plastic.
want that complete skin smoothening sometimes. मुझे और fair कर दो और skin पे कुछ नहीं रहना चाहिए, but it becomes very plastic and
Yeah,
unrealistic at
it
times.
does
So
it
what
does
to go for?
become very plastic. But then
Hmm.
layer it and remove listen the transparency, okay, of it.
Hmm.
So you get a picture of your choice, make it 100%, give the client the picture of his choice. The client is always right.
Yeah, that you mentioned earlier. The client is always right. If the
Client
client
is
wants
always right.
overexposed, you make him overexposed, and
Yeah.
not overexposed. But yeah, you have to
Yeah.
retain your name also. So,
Yes.
but if the client wants something like that, you might have to work over it. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I also sometimes, I'm an amateur photographer, whatever. So I love the idea of photography shooting. I also don't like completely, smoothing up the skin, all the pores
Looks
and
fine. The
everything gone. It looks
pores have to be seen.
unreal.
It looks
Yes.
very plastic and artificial.
Yeah. So, like in your work, though, we can see the details really good. But in many
See,
of the fashion photographers' work, who have made quite, they have their names, but all the skin, if we even zoom out and see, everything is smooth,
see,
only the eyes, is.
whosoever is editing your picture, whether it's you or whether it's another editor, one thing you have
Mhm.
to take into mind that the editor has to be the makeup man number two. His job
True.
is to apply the final coat, okay, not change the contours. Your makeup man could have used a blush on. He has used the nose shade. Now, if he starts making the whole nose flat and removing the blush on, what's the use? The amount of blush on has been put
Hmm.
considering the lighting and the rays of the cheekbones.
Yeah.
Now, if you change that,
Hmm.
you're changing the whole thing.
And the
It
other
becomes
thing is, the photographer is the director of the photography. It's his
yes,
work. So
yes.
ultimately, he have to guide that what is to go finally.
Absolutely. It's like, removing a comma from a sentence. I mean, God is nowhere. You will be wanting to say it's God is now here, and it
Hmm.
becomes God is nowhere. You know,
Yeah.
this changes matter.
Hope everyone's questions
Everywhere,
are
somebody
answered.
asked me from where I am. Well,
Yeah.
I'm from Mumbai. I'm from Mumbai, stationed in
That's
Mumbai.
one place where you have brilliant photographers, and to make a name and stand there, you really
Yeah,
have to be a pro. So
yeah, yeah,
keep
yeah.
just yeah. So heavy competition over there. You good have good models, good actors, artists, and good photographers. And so this session is really informative.
Understand one
Do
thing. One creative director told me a beautiful thing from an agency. Dilip, if you want to become that this was in my, I would say, the freshman years of my life, okay.
Mhm.
So if you want to succeed, your work should not be good, it has to be best.
Okay.
There is nothing called gray and shades of gray. It is either white or it is black. So your work has to be best, it has to be excellent, not ये शॉट सर उससे अच्छा है ना. No, keep
True.
limited shots in front of the client and they have
Hmm.
to speak on their own. So this is how it is.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this brilliant session. I think, yeah, we are now
Anybody
okay.
left out?
No,
Anybody
no,
left?
people are there. We have completed our 1 hour target plan,
Okay.
and the things are that we are going to go for many such sessions, many such
Yeah,
more informative sessions. So
yeah.
do join us. And uh, the last question we will be taking on. So let us see. My question is, when I am shooting, my mind was blank. That is the problem. When he shoots, his mind goes blank.
Oh my. So you need to service the shutter that is
Of
shutting it.
mind.
You need to service the shutter, man. Why is it blind? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're so much engrossed in the that you do not think it should become blank, but not
Hmm.
to the subject, to the rest of the world.
Yes.
It should become blank. You should not think about anything else. You should not think that
Hmm.
at 6 o'clock your girlfriend is going to come and meet you. Okay,
Hmm.
so you have to finish the shoot, and by 6 you have to be at that restaurant, that cafe,
Hmm.
for your
Hmm.
girlfriend, or you're going to get a God bless you for that. I mean, save you for that. But that is where you need to shut yourself
Hmm.
and open over here. You're shutting the wrong shutter.
Thank you so much, sir. This was a very brilliant session, as well as very humorous and full of good jokes as well. And thank you everyone for participating in this session. So do watch
Well
this,
done.
and you can always DM your questions in the comment, and we are there to
Yeah,
answer
we are
back.
there. We are
Thank you
there.
so
We are
much.
there. Thank you.
Thank you.